Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy, and I'd like to welcome you to Sewfly's Unique Boutique. Take 3. It's been a rough day. Oh, I woke up with a headache this morning, and it just will not go away, and that's not a good thing. So, anyway. I'd like to thank you all for joining me, and this is FlossTube number 99. We're almost at 100, people. It's hard to believe. We're almost at 100. And my 2-year Flossiversary is coming up. So, I'd like to thank you all for joining me. If you are new here, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and whatnot. And with the issues I had doing my extra, I actually lost a subscriber, which makes me very sad. And I'm sorry that had to happen. But starting at noontime today is my All Hail the Queen Havoc event. It's going from noon today until noon on Tuesday. And then I'll do another FlossTube on Wednesday. And then my next weekend will start Thursday through Monday. And I'm going to try to do these theme weekends as often as possible. I'm doing 2 in a row this month. And I did one last weekend, but that was kind of a last minute. So I didn't expect anybody to join me. But I'm hoping that you will. I know my friend Claudia, hi Claudia, is going to join me, and I think, if I'm reading my thing correctly, that Andy, the Crow Stitcher, may be joining me, and that just because she joined my Gnome Frenzy weekend, and I got to watch her stitch along, or her stitch with me, so that was fun. And I'm very happy about all this. I don't leave my home very often, as you know. So this is the way for me to get out in a different way. I mean, I am not very good at... I have a really hard time around people. And it's because I'm socially awkward, so it's just who I am. But anyway, so let's get started, shall we, for the 3rd time. Alright, I had already spun my wheels and I was getting my things for my wheels, so I have most of what I want to show you. So I did not get any finishes. I got no FFOs. This is FlossTube number 99, and it is July 18th. So, I have a little bit of a mess here, but we'll start with this one. Now, last weekend was seasonal. Seasonal stitches, and more seasonal stitches. Now, if you ever watch Laura from Stitching by the Shore, you know she's doing it as well, but she's doing it monochromatically. So she has 2 completed. I don't even have 1 completed yet, but that's okay. I'm not in any race with her. I love Laura. I think she's an awesome lady. Every once in a while when I put up my events, you know, she'll either join in or she'll say, have a good time, you know. So, first of all, I worked on Winter Cometh. These are all from Summer House Stitchworks. They're all these 3 colored little things, which are very cute. My favorite part about this is the squirrel, the scarf, excuse me, and the bird. So, there's that one. And this is how much I got done. I did 267 stitches on this, and I have to frog this part out, but that's okay. I have all the blue done going down this way, and I have all these little stars done going down this way. And there's some of these little triangles going this way. but they're in different colors, of course. So I don't have a lot done on this one, but you know what, that's okay. Next one is Spring Awakens. Spring Awakens. And I like the colors on this one too. This one I started on March 20th, 2025, because it was the first day of spring. And that's when I started them all, on the first day of their season, I believe. And here we are. I didn't get very much done on this. I got 112 stitches completed, but my goal is to work my way down this way, and then I'm trying to color complete, but I get bored with the same color, so that's why I've been skipping around. Alright, next one is Summer Refreshes. Now, next weekend, I'm having a big finish it weekend. So, this one is one that I hope to finish, because I only have 2 colors left to go. And here it is. This is Summer Refreshes. I used this one for what was it? The Summer Olympics last year. And then it's not perfect, and I really don't care if it is, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the colors. The red is very, very bright, and this section here is all I have left. So it should not take too much to finish it. And then last but not least is Jardin Prive. I got, in Summer Refreshes I got 302, in Winter Cometh I got 267, in Spring Awakens I got 112, and in Summer Refreshes I got 302. And Jardin Prive I got 281. This could be a finish, because this was 100 stitch a day for a while, but I think I ripped out more than I stitched. Here it is. I think if I work on this one more time before next weekend, it'll be closer to a finish, and I can finish both summer and autumn, which would be awesome. And then either work on winter or spring. Not quite sure yet. I like the winter one a little bit more than I like the spring one, so most likely. Alright, there is that. Next, I worked on 4 Seasons Spring, which is done. I have them all in the same bag because they take a lot of the same color. So, 4 Seasons Spring, I started on July 12th, 2025. And doing it on an 18 count Jade Pictures Plus. Using the called for DMC, my goal is 2,500 stitches. It has 5,837. I have completed 210. And I am at 3.60%. So, my goal for these ones is to finish summer before summer ends, finish fall before fall ends, and finish winter, and so on and so forth. So, I also worked on 4 Seasons Winter. I started this on June 21st, 2025. I'm doing it on an 18 count Rit die Ada that I did myself, using the called for DMC, and my goal is 2,500. And this has 6,656, and I have done 574 completed, and I am at 8.62%. I do have to, oh no, I did do that. I just have to finish the tree. And then I think I'm going to work on the box going down this way. I'm going to do some outlining anyway. And the summer one is right here. I didn't work on this one, but I want to show you, this is the first one I started. I started this on May 30th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count Picture This Plus confetti, using all the called for DMC, and my goal is 2,500 stitches. This has 6,258, and I have completed 786 so far, which brings me to 12.56%. And here's where I've gotten. I'm working on the fish. So there is that. That's it there. Okay. Next. I don't have a picture of this one because I changed the color, so I changed the legend because it's monochromatic, so the picture doesn't show. But this is Folk 3036. It's from Box and Fox. Started on July 16th, 2025. Stitching it on an 18 count blue Ada, and I'm using DMC 2021. My goal is 2,000 stitches, and I have got 4,200 exactly. I did some border and some bell. This right here is the bell. So. And then I worked on the summer gnome. Where is my little summer gnome? Come on. There's my little summer gnome. Didn't get very much done on him either, but it's okay. This is Summer Gnome by FlossTube.com. I started it yesterday. I'm working on either 16 or 18 count teal dyed Ada that I dyed myself. I'm using the called for DMC. My goal is 1,000. There's only 2,483 stitches. I have completed 111, and I'm at 4.47%. And all I have done is this little stripe. What is that? Ew. There we go. There's that. Okay. Nope. I gotta find out what I did do and what I didn't do. I started putting everything away. Okay. This is the Queen of Hearts. from Celtic Rose Needlework, or stitch. I started this on July 16th, 2024, using an 18 count easy guide. Hello, Miss Patches Dolls. You want to say hello to the peoples? Hmm? 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 I'm using the call for DMC. My goal is 5,000. This has 69,696. And out of that, I have completed 3,573, and I am at 5.13%. And this was my Wonderland Wednesday stitch, and I'm not showing the picture again, but I can show you where I worked. I worked a little bit up here, and then I filled in here. Now, this weekend is All Hail to the Queen weekend. If you saw my extra yesterday, which means get out all your royalty pieces, whether they be a king, a queen, a prince, or a princess, or king of the jungle, or queen of the hive. And just work on them from today, starting at noon, until Tuesday at noon. So, yep, that's that. I'm going to put this over here. Okay. I did work on the winter playground. This was my Monday motif Monday stitch. I restarted this on April 30th, 2025. I'm doing it 1/1 on the 25 count vintage Stormy 9. I'm using Dying for Cross Stitch Americana. My goal is 2,000. This has 25,828 in it, and I am completed 886, and I am at 3.43%. It's not a lot. No. Here it is. I finished up this over here, started this, and I did a 10 stitch section of that. And that's how I'm going to do that border, just 10 stitches at a time. I'll go over 10 stitches and work what's in the middle, and so on and so forth. That is how I'm going to do that. And I got 202 stitches on that. So I think I did pretty well. The next thing I worked on, or restarted, this one has just been yelling and screaming and carrying on with me. Why, I do not know. It is the Gothic Authors. Now, I worked on this twice. The first time I worked on it, I got 115 stitches. The second time I worked on it, I got 350. And I am working right up here in this section. The La Rue section. And, there's my card here. I restarted this for the third time. I'm not restarting it again. On July 15th, 2025. Stitching it on an 18 count Forbidden Fiber Company Fussel. Fabric of the Month. And I'm using DMC. My goal is 2,500 stitches. It has 5,545. Out of that, I have completed 465, and I am at 8.39%. And I have to admit that this little chandelier here looks incredible. Yes, it does. I love how it came out. I don't do very many Lola Crow, but I'm thinking about getting some more. We'll see how this one goes first, because I do have her Haunted Library, and I do want to do that one. I know it's a stitch along, it's over, but there's also her Greenhouse of Oddities. I really like that one, and the one she's got going on now with the birds. Very cool. The aquarium's okay, but it's not like it's something I really want. Okay. I showed you the folk ornament. I showed you 4 seasons. I showed you the summer gnome, winter, spring, summer refreshes, autumn provides, winter cometh, spring awakens, Gothic authors, and Queen of Hearts. So, one more thing I need to show you. I showed you the winter quaker. So, yeah. No, I did not show you the winter quaker. I can find it here. It's in a little green envelope. Okay. This is, started this one yesterday. It's the Winter Quaker by Jardin Prive. No, that's spring. Sorry. I'm working on spring now. Need winter. Winter, yes. Winter. Winter's right here. This is the Winter Quaker by Jardin Prive. Sorry about that. And I started this on July 17th, 2025. I'm doing it on a red dyed Pro Grey Ada. I dyed myself. I'm using Anchor 176. And out of 3,000 stitches, I got 145 complete. 3,000 is just my goal. But some of these motifs are a little bit on the big side, so especially the ones in the middle, like this one here. This one's kind of big, so it's not gonna. Those will probably take the longest, other than the horrible alphabets that are on them. But I am working on spring today until noon, which probably won't get much more done. But I'm trying to do finishing motifs. So that was it. No, one more thing. Alright. No, 2 more things. 2 more things. Yes. Alright. I'm gonna find a picture here. Now, I have seen Stewart and Stitch's Kim Hollenbeck, I think Alara. I'm not sure if the Crow Stitcher has one too. Siski, I know she has one because she's doing one for her son. And all that. But I finally felt like I was, missing out. So I bought a couple. And this one I just had to start because he's just so darn cute. As soon as I find him. Right there. This is Quick Stitch Huggable by Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I don't shop at Heaven and Earth very often. I do have a few, but I don't shop it very often. And there's only a few people that I really like on Heaven and Earth. One of them is Nadia Tate. One of them is Hannah Lynn, Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and now this. I've been looking at these for a long time, so I finally decided to bite the bullet. Okay, so QS Huggable from Randall Spangler. I started it on July 14th, 2025. I'm stitching it on the 20 count Easy Guide Ada, and I'm using the call for DMC. My goal is 5,000 stitches. There is 37,300 37,440 stitches. I've completed 451, and I am at 1.0%. No, 1.20%. And here he is. It doesn't really look like 451 stitches, but it is. There is some pretty good block stitching in this, so it makes it a lot easier. So maybe I'll work on it a little bit this weekend. I don't know. Then, last but not least, I was looking through things the other day, or on Friday after I got done recording, and I found the monthly trios from Waxing Moon Designs. Now, I know they say January, February, March, April, May, June, so on and so forth. But at this point, I really don't care. They're cute, they're little, I can deal. So, I decided to start with these. Now, all 3 patterns are in this one bag. So what I did was I took each pattern and made a working copy. And then on the working copy, because the list of colors is ridiculous, and they don't put the DMC. They put the DMC in the back of the pattern, but they don't. They have the Weeks Dye Works colors on the chart itself. So I went through and, or they have the DMC. It's weird the way they do it. The thing inside just has the symbols with the Weeks Dye Works. So what I did was I wrote the symbols all the symbols I found in each chart, and then found the DMC equivalent. So, but I started this on the 11th. I'm stitching this on a Forbidden Fiber Company fabric of the month called Silverleaf, and I'm doing the DMC conversion, and the goal is 2,000 stitches. This is just for January. I'm going to make out a different card for each one of them. And I got 197 stitches done. So I don't know if I'm going to do, if I'll have enough room to do them all on this one piece of fabric. I might, I don't know. But I might do January, February, March on this, and then do the other 3 on a different one, the other 3 on a different one, other 3 on a different one. But this is as wide as it gets. And so I got some of the border done, and I worked on some of the snow and the wind. So, very cute. Very, very cute. I'll probably have these done before I have the other things done. Oh, it's so sad. Alright. So, I did already spin my wheels. I did buy a few things. I'm not going through all that again. I'll go through that next week. But I did do my plans for the week, and that's when you got shut off and had to restart this all over again. Alright, so my plans and goals for Motif Monday. Where did I put it? Oh. That over there. I know it's in a little one. Where did I put you? Where did I put you? Oh, over there. I'm not pausing, so hold on, please. Alright, here it is. Sorry about that. Alright, so it's Deep Sea. and I started this on February 22nd, 2025. I'm doing it 1/1 on a 25 count Illusion Blue Lagana. I'm using 1414, and my goal is 2,000 stitches. Out of 9,684, I have completed 1,441. I only need 200 stitches on this to, for Motif Monday, but there is my starting point. I think what I'm going to do is just finish this motif here, and then we'll take it from there. But it is beautiful. I love the thread is Sulky Floss, and 4014 is actually called Ocean, so it's appropriate. There's that one. The next thing was Wonderland Wednesday is Alice's Mad Plant. And here we go. This is Alice's Mad Plant. If it looks close to being finished, this may go on my finish it weekend, because I really don't have that much left. So, this is Alice's Mad Plant by Bendy Stitchy. I started on March 28th, 2025. I'm stitching it on an 18 count belt from Pictures Plus. I'm using the code for floss. The gold was 600, but get what I want. So actually, if I really wanted to, I need to get 1,200. So I have completed 879 stitches. And it looks so good on this fabric too. It's nice. And I'll have another whole piece to do something else with. And there it is. So I only have 2 more flowers left, which are the White Rabbit and the Mad Hatter's hat, and then there's a little mushroom with some ground, and the urn, which is basically a teacup and some ground. But other than that, everything else is complete. So, there's that. So we'll see how that goes. Alrighty. And then for my 300 stitches project, we're going to work on Box and Fox Noel. Which is along the same lines as the Harry Potter. It's just got the little different squares with something different in it, but it's a small full coverage. Oh, where are you? Well. And since this is Jingle Jangle July, this is something that's perfect to work on. As soon as I'm able to find it. Dum, dum. That's coffee. No. Here it is. I have the end done. Just the end. But the last time I worked on this, I got a good 200 stitches in it, so here we go. This is Noel from Box and Fox. I started this on November 1st, 2024. I'm stitching it on an 18 count easy count, and I'm using the code for DMC. My goal is 4,000 stitches. It has 16,720 stitches, and out of that I have completed 1,938, and I am at 11.59%. So another 300 stitches will probably come close to finishing up that block. I'm not sure, but I can't gauge that very well. But we will see what we shall see when we get it done. So there is that. That is something I will be working on, because this is also January, July. The Halloween squirrel is around here somewhere. I'll have to find it. The coffee gnome, same thing. So the Halloween squirrel is my 500 stitches project, and the coffee gnome is what I spun for last week for my gnomes. Next is Holiday Branch, which is Holly Branch, which is under my starts. I think it's still in here. I may have taken it off. But it's very pretty. It's got a bunch of swirls around it, and there's like a holly branch with berries on it, leaves, and so on and so forth. I like it. And since I was born in December, that kind of theme just makes me happy, happy, happy. Oh, right there. And here we go. There it is. And then next is Autumn Quaker. And since I couldn't find my copy, I know I have one somewhere, but here it is. Hopefully I don't buy another one, like I did the Winter Quaker. And then Mythical Creatures. So this is from, I believe, Daily Pattern Post. It looks like right there. I think I'm going to do it on a 20 count instead of doing it on 25-101. I mean, I do like doing 25-101, but sometimes it gets a little much. So, it's all there. Now, also, starting today at noon, I know I've repeated myself several times about this one, but we're having All Hail the Queen weekend. So, I picked 4. We're going to be doing the Queen of Hearts by Long Dog. We'll be doing the Gothic Queen of Hearts. We'll be doing, starting the Queen of Hearts from Miss Bugatti's. And we will be working on the Queen of Hearts that I showed you earlier. Now, I put 1,000 down. Is that feasible? Yes, if I was only working on one. I'm working on 4. So I'm going to see what I can get. If I can get 500 on each, hey, cool. If I can get more than that, alright. If one of them gets to 1,000, I'll be happy. I'm not guaranteeing that, but just saying. So, haul out all you royalty people. Claudia, I know you got one. Hi, Claudia. Alright, now, a gift. Now, I know I haven't sent out my other 2 gifts, and I really apologize, ladies, but I've been having a really hard time lately getting out. In fact, I'm trying. I'm really trying. So, I bought 2 by accident. So, if anybody would like a copy of Jardin Prive's Winter Quaker, let's use the word snowman. There's a snowman right here. Okay. We use the word snowman. So if you would like this gift from me to you, you know, just comment down below, snowman. I will put my email address in there, so if I need your address, I can email, you know, just comment to your comment and say I need your email address, please send it to me. You have to be at least 18, and I would appreciate it if you are a subscriber. Now, the reason that I do these little gifts is because it's my way of passing the stash. So if I have extra that I'm not doing, you know, I'd much rather have it go to a good home and go to somebody who will actually either work on it or pass it on to somebody who would like it. And that's fine with me. So, if you are interested in Jardin Prive winter quarter, please use the word snowman. And that is it for me, people. I'm done. I am like way done. Life. Is there anything in life? Yes. I actually met some of my husband's family this past weekend, due to the fact that they came up from Virginia because my father-in-law's not doing well. In fact, I'm pretty sure my father-in-law is never going to see home again. Just like my mother-in-law. She has not seen home since 2017. And the reason I can say that is because she ended up getting put in there shortly after my husband and I got married. So I'm pretty sure my father-in-law is on his way to a pain-free existence. Like my dad has gone on to a pain-free existence. I don't really think that my brother-in-law and my husband have been very straight with this man, because of I don't think they've been very straight with him. I'm hearing things over phone calls. He's not directly saying anything to me, so he and I are eventually going to have a chat about what's actually going on with his dad, because I want to be prepared for what's coming. I really do. I need to be prepared for what's coming. I don't like to be left in the lurch about certain things. I kind of sort of was with my dad, but it worked out that I got to see my dad one more time before he passed on. He wasn't awake. I was hoping he would be, but he wasn't awake. So, but yeah. It is what it is. You know, things happen in life and we just have to deal with them. So, on to bigger and better things. So I hope that you all join me for my little weekend. And I would like to, I do believe that Andy the Crow Stitcher is going to join me, which makes me very happy. Thank you, Andy. Claudia, I know, is going to join me. She's already told me. Thank you, Claudia. And I have to say that I actually got in touch with Katie, Jeremiah's mom, via Facebook. And I just messaged her real quick. And I said, I watch your FlossTube, I love it, and you and Jeremiah are very adorable. I mean, her son is like 27, but when he was born a couple months early, so his breathing wasn't up to par because of that. I don't think his lungs were fully developed at that point in time, and he ended up, I think he's got like cerebral palsy, or, well, something to that effect. But he's wicked cute. He really is. He's wicked cute. He looks like, you know, he kind of reminds me of a little gnome leprechaun. But he's just so cute, and he seems very bright. Very, very bright for having whatever kind of condition he has. He seems very bright. He's very alert. He's the cutest thing ever. I swear to God. But yeah, because he's got this little tiny beard and this little mustache. So, but you know, I have a hard enough time with my teenager, let alone dealing with a child that has disabilities. So I give her all the credit in the world for, you know, just doing what she needs to do. You know, I would do anything for my kid. In fact, when I had my kid older. I was 40 when I had my child. And my biggest concern was Down syndrome or autism. You know, and I basically told my family if they didn't want to deal with the fact that they could be mentally retarded or, you know, autistic, then get off the train now, because I'm having this kid no matter what. And, you know, that's the way it was. My father got very insulted by that, but you know what? I didn't care at that point, because I wasn't about to have anybody tell me I shouldn't have this kid. So, but yeah, so I have a very healthy, moody, almost 15-year-old daughter. So, but she can be really cute. She really can. But anyway, so yeah, I got to meet them, and they were very lovely. They really were. They were lovely, very happy, you know, joking around. I could actually feel like I could be myself without having to worry about if I'm going to insult anybody. You know, because I'm so socially awkward that I have done it in the past. So anyway, I hope you join me for this weekend. I hope you have a good time. And be safe. And keep on stitching on, everybody. Bye.